Hi. So today we're going to get right into the meditation, and then we'll kind of do like a debrief afterwards along with a reflection. So we're just going to close our eyes, take a seat someplace that feels safe, or lay down. Either way, we're closing our eyes. We're going to take a deep breath in at our abdomen, allowing it to rise and fall peacefully, and out. In and out, the breath rising and falling. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And I'm going to count us down from 5 to 1. And as I do, we feel more and more at ease, at peace, and relaxed. 5. We feel the crown of our head, our jaw, our cheeks, the back of our head relax, melting into the air, the surface around us. All tension releasing as our eyes sink in. 4, we feel our throat, our neck, our shoulders, our arms, our elbows, our forearms, our fingers, our hands relax and release. Support beneath them. The muscles ease as tension disperses. 3, we feel our chest, our heart, our lungs, our digestive organs, the tissues expanding, feeling safe in this space. Our back and abdomen melt. Any tension we've been holding releases. 2, we feel our hips, our thighs, our knees, our shins, our calves, ankles, feet, and toes melt into the surface beneath them. The muscles releasing any tension, stress we've been holding, especially in those hips, melts away. We feel safe and supported in this space, the air surrounding us. And 1. We find ourselves in a grassy field. There's a breeze in the air. The sun overhead feels warm against our skin. Trees aligned back behind the field. And out of the forest, we see a younger version of ourselves. They seem lost as they approach us. So we look at them, we open up our arms, allow them to fall into us. Another version, younger version of us comes out of the forest. Again, appearing lost, confused. We give them space, and they come near us. More versions of us come out of the forest. And as they do, we see our own face staring back at us across time, across space. We allow time for them to get oriented to the space, this open field. As they filter in, we notice that in the center there's a bright light platform. We go up into the platform. We allow the light from below, the sun from above, to shine through us. As we do, all of the past selves, all of the lessons learned, the perspectives held, the feelings that needed to and may or may not have been felt, they form a line. They step up onto the platform, and they too enter into the light. We stand here holding space as one after the other merges into us. We might see us, versions of us from our best moments. And at other times we might see us, versions of us from our worst moments. And as these versions come to us, we accept them, all of them. We allow the light below and above to shine through us, through our heart center. And as these versions merge into us, we sense and feel compassion, patience. As we see the many faces that we've held, we understand truly how resilient we have been. And with each one, we let them know that they're loved. Whatever moment they came from, whatever version of us they might be, we love them. Knowing that in the moment they did the best they could. Also understanding that there were lessons that were learned. As the us's start to dwindle down, the line acclimates into us, and we adjust, accepting ourselves, our past. We stand in this light in the center in the now. And we ask nature if there's anything they'd like to show us. And from the forest, we might see an animal appear, something that tells us a direction to go in life. We might see overhead a bird or a symbol appear, giving us direction. We allow space for whatever the earth has to show us is next and whatever the sky wishes us to know. Continuing to let the light shine from below and above through our heart center. We feel safe. We feel loved. We feel seen. And we feel heard. We validate our own experiences, our own sense of self, while also feeling connected to the whole. And as we feel this unification, we see in front of the platform a door opens. We start to walk towards the door, and in it, on the other side, we see our highest possible future. Then within it is anything and everything we've ever hoped for, in a way that feels right for us, that feels possible and in alignment with who we have been and who we've come to be, the lessons we've learned and the hopes that we have. And we just allow this future potential to unfold, showing us what we might want to incorporate, what direction truly speaks to our heart. We take in the scene, any people, any items, the location, the scenery. We feel this within us. We soak up a feeling of hope, of joy, and calm, peace in this potential moving through us. And then we see the door open again. We step back onto the platform, allowing the door to shut. Having taken lessons, ideas about what might be needed for that potential into us, letting it bring out in us our desires. We sit in the center of the platform, allowing the light to radiate again from below and above. And we take some deep breaths, letting the light, the calm, the peace sink into us. Feeling fully relaxed, at ease with our past, our present, and potential futures. I'm going to count us up from 1 to 5, and as I do, we feel more and more awake, ready to take on the day. 1, we start to become aware of our breath, the rise and fall of the abdomen. 2, we start to feel the blood pumping through our body, oxygen, carbon dioxide. 3, we start to feel as there are slight muscle contractions in our body. 4, we start to feel as our fingers and toes might start to wiggle. 5, we open up our eyes. Cool. So we're going to get to it. 5 minutes to reflect. Some optional prompts. You could journal on the versions of yourself that you saw. So if there are any that really just hit, you're like, whew, remember this lesson. You could also reflect on the feeling of just being in the present now, allowing all of those lessons to just kind of exist. Or if you really want to, you could reflect upon what you saw in the potential future. I think sometimes when we're thinking about, sometimes I get really out there. Not really out there, but I just think it's fun to like think about potentialities and timelines and the way that our ability to make a choice, technically disrupts or changes, or does it change the timeline that we're on, right? This is a philosophical, metaphysical part of me coming up, but like, do we have a predestined future, or do we have some choice? Where's the free will in all of it? Which really speaks to psychology too, because those are some of the foundational questions that psychologists asked, or philosophers who then became psychologists. Point is, so you might want to reflect upon what you saw, because at the core of it, whether there are alternative timelines, which probably, I'm not a quantum physicist, or whether we can time jump, or whatever that even means, right? What we visualize we'd like to have in the future, where we'd like to be in the future, really speaks to what our inherent desires are. And we wouldn't have those desires if we couldn't somehow make them possible. Now, I'm not saying how much resiliency or struggle there's got to be, but there's a potential there, right? And it also speaks to, we might see someone that looks a certain way, and that really tells us what we're attracted to, right? We might see kids, and then we know we really do actually want to be a parent. We might see a certain career, and then we really know, you know what, in my heart of hearts, this is the path I want to go down. So it is important to jot that stuff down. It's not a guarantee that that's your future. We can make the choices that align to those futures or not. That's our free will. But it is a nice, when we reflect both on our past and allow for that, and bring it into our existence, instead of being at war with it, and we allow ourselves also the space to really think and have a opening for what we want in our future, we can move better into alignment with it and make the free will choices that align to that. So we're going to get to journaling, 5 minutes, and we're going to start now. You can either journal or you can paint or draw, right? So if you're a doodler, feel free to do that. If you like script writing, maybe you've got Final Draft up. If you like Canva and digital art, maybe you're doing something there. Anyway, do whatever works for you for reflection. But 5 minutes, we're gonna get started. Okay, so that's 5 minutes of reflection in whatever way worked for you. I don't really have too much today. I wrote like a once upon a time thing. It's really just always been that odd duck who really liked philosophy, psychology, and just the what if. Could get lost in the what if and writing stories for hours. But that's just me. So I hope that whatever reflection, whatever came to you is helpful and that you have a great rest of your day.